Welcome back to another episode of TPC. Let's do the NFL Week 7 predictions today. Let's go over a little brief one a little bit. I'm trying to see. The Cincinnati Bengals versus the Pittsburgh Steelers was last Thursday. It was very entertaining, if I had to say. It was a very entertaining game. Very surprising how it ended. It was pretty much the Unk battle. The Bengals did up winning this game. Jamar Chase went off this game. It was overall an impressive game by his part, if I have to say. Jamar with 161 yards. Joe Flacco also went off with 3 touchdowns, 342 yards. Aaron Rodgers did really good. In the first half, he was a little sloppy, I have to say about that. But overall, solid game in the second half, too. Kicked it up a little bit, but this Pittsburgh Steelers team, the defense has been the biggest issue, I have to say. I don't know what's going on with them, if I have to say. Coming in the season, we thought they were going to have one of the best secondaries with Darius Slay, Jalen Ramsey, and Joey Porter, but they've been terrible, especially this last game against Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. It was flat out just bad for their team. The Bengals, though, Joe Flacco's first game, second game, 10 days, a man is 1-1 right now, and he's been better as the quarterback as Jake Brown, because Jake Brown was 0-3. It was just flat out terrible. The offense couldn't get anything going, so I like this move, and Joe Flacco's been the best move for this team since losing Joe Burrow due to the injury, and hopefully Joe Burrow does come back later this season if they still are alive, though. Going to the other games, let's go to our last London game of the week. We got Jags versus Los Angeles Rams. So this game, both these teams are very competitive, both really good, both 4-2. If I'm correct. Let me see this. 4-2. Yes, both teams are 4-2. The Rams are favorite in this game. I don't know what the percentage is. I know it's 58-41. The favorites, set 3.5 right now. The Rams are favorite 3.5. Nothing too crazy, if I have to say. Trevor Lawrence, he's getting better. Brian Thompson and him are building that connection. But the thing is, the run game's been lackluster with the team lately. It's just been kind of flip-flop this year. It was the beginning of the year, Brian Thompson and Trevor Lawrence couldn't be anywhere. It was going bad. But the past 2 weeks has been consistent. But the run game of Etienne and Tutin has been nowhere going. So they got to find equal spots right there for their offense and run game to balance it out. Because you cannot have a good offense in the air, but no run game. You got to find a balance, if anything. But the Rams, though, the Rams are right there, dude. They are 2 plays away being undefeated still. The loss to the Eagles, block field goal. If they don't get the block field goal, it's a whole different game. And then the 4th inches and stop. If they go for the field goal and just go play for extra downs, pretty much, or extra overtime. Not extra overtime, but more, play for a tie, if anything. But this team is right there. I think they're still the favorites to win the NFC West. In my opinion, they're the most healthiest team, the most best weapons. I know Puka is out. I don't know if he's playing this game yet. I have not. He's questionable. Oh no, he is out. No, never mind. He is out for this game. Yes, he is out for this game. He will not be playing. Yes, and they have their bye next week, so it kind of makes sense. Okay, so it's the Devontae Adams and Tutu show, if anything, and the Kyron Williams. And Kyron Williams, I expect him to have a great game. They're coming off a win. Also, I'm trying to remember who did the Rams play last week. The Ravens, yes, the Ravens, the practice squad Ravens. So give them credit to that, and they're gonna get better. So I still think the Rams are still one of the favorites to win the NFC, because the NFC is wide open still. We do not know who's gonna win it. They do got the Bucs later in the coming weeks, in week 11, week 10, I believe, or something like that. So in the coming weeks, we'll see that game, and that'll be a very competitive game. If I had to pick a team, London is the second home of the Jags, and the Jags, they play there every year, no matter what. So I'm going to go with the Jags in this game. I think Trevor Lawrence and them might find a hopefully equal spot for each other, and hopefully they do find a spot to contend it really well in this game. So maybe they get better, find a balance, but I do think the Jags will win this game, in my opinion. Leaving the last London game, let's go into, the brief game right here. You got Chicago versus New Orleans. The Caleb Williams versus Spencer Rattler, 2 OU quarterbacks. Kind of crazy with each other. Spencer Rattler's been having a good year. Caleb Williams has been really good this year. I don't care what people say. He's been having a phenomenal year. And Chicago's coming off a great win after game-winning field goal. And Spencer Rattler has been consistent in this game. And the Bears are only fair at 3.5 in this game at the 12 o'clock game. So it is in Chicago also. So we go in this game. We know the Saints are 1-5. We know what they're ideal is tanking, but Spencer Rattler's been really competitive, dude, for this team, and I'm really proud about how he's been playing. So I think he's going to get it's going to be a high-scoring game because you look at Spencer Rattler with 6 touchdowns, 1 interception this year, and been very solid overall with 1,200 yards also, and Caleb Williams with 9 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And the big thing I got to say coming out of this game is both these players, of the 2 players that are talks and trade rumors, is Alvin Kamara and Chris Olave. They both want to stay in New Orleans. They do not want to leave. They want to stay there and be part of this regime of Kellen Moore's building. And I love that. I love what the players, they're not demanding a trade. They want to stay in New Orleans. So I love the aspects of that. Maybe they find a way, maybe in the future who their quarterback is, maybe Dante Moore, maybe Fernando, or maybe it's Rattler still. We'll see, though. But the Bears, though, the offense was really good. They got the run game going against the Commanders, and that was really shocking how it went. I mean, DeAndre Swift has best game as a Bear, if I have to say. And I'm really impressed by their effort. So, very competitive right there. And the defense is very solid. First 3 turnovers, 2 fumbles on Krosky, and 1 pick on Jan Dillon. So, I'm really proud about this defense. It's been very consistent. So, Ben Johnson's been building a winning team. They're 3-2 right now, and they get this win over the Saints. It's going to be competitive, don't get me wrong. But 4-2, dude, they could be a wildcard team, if anything. I mean, this division is still wide open. I still think the Detroit Lions will win this division, but we'll see later in the future. The Packers are still first with a 3-1-1-1 with a tie with the Cowboys. But if I had to say, I think the Bears should win this game. It's going to be a competitive game, though, because Spencer Rattler's still upset about the whole situation, about the still like what's the word if I had to say, a little like biting his tongue, pretty much, or like he's like he hates Caleb Williams for that, kind of like a revenge story if he gets this win over him in the NFL. So, yeah. Give me the Bears in this game. Heading to another game. Let's see. I'm looking at this. Cleveland versus Miami. I'm not going to go anything crazy. This is a tank battle, so both these teams very inconsistent right now. So, both these coaches are playing for the job. Kevin Stefanski is playing for his job, and Miami playing for the job. Mike McDaniels. I mean, excuse me. I do think Miami wins this game. The better team. That game against the Chargers, 3 picks. I'm not going to blame it on him. I know there were a lot of tip picks, and there's nothing to do out there. It's Jalen Waddle. There's been talks of Jalen Waddle getting traded. I don't think that. And A-Chain getting traded. I don't think anyone's getting traded on them. If they do trade A-Chain into Seattle, maybe, I don't like that. It makes no sense. Maybe get more defense on the side because their defense has been lackluster. I know Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chubb are in talks for trades, so it makes more sense with that department. So, yeah. What I got to say with this team, Cleveland, I'm not going to say anything about them. Their defense is good. Myles Garrett's doing his job. We know what there is. There's nothing else. The defense is solid, but the offense, no David Njoku this game, or I don't know, Jared Judy's questionable. It's a lackluster. It's just a Junkins show, and Dylan Gabriel, he's just out there just doing his thing, and I really want to see Shedeur play. I want to see Shedeur Sanders play because I am so fan of Shedeur. I want Shedeur to be successful because I want to see how he does at the highest level. If he does well, he shuts up everyone. It's just I know he has that ego, that little mindset. He's that guy. Hey, everyone gotta have an ego in this league. I mean, you can't get anywhere in this world to not have a low ego. You just gotta be that guy, and I think he is that guy. You just gotta give him the time, and everyone can come at me in the comments if you want like that. So, if I had to say this game, give me Miami. I think Miami's going to bounce off because they did lose a game-winning field goal against the Chargers. Because you look at Miami's games, 2 games losing back-to-back games, games with choking the Panthers game, beating the Jets, almost came back against the Bills, Patriots game almost came back in the Colts game. They've been consistent of only losing by 1-score games, so I think they can win this game against Cleveland, and they do got Atlanta next week. But playing in the doghouse is very tough, I got to say that, though. Heading to another game, give me Miami also in this game. And maybe Kevin Stefanski is fired after this game. Maybe. Tennessee versus New England. Tennessee fired their coach last week, Brian Callahan, so they got the airman Ari, and Mike Vrabel playing his former team. All I got to say, Mike Vrabel's getting his get back in Tennessee. He's going to blow the door. It's going to be straight, it's going to be bad blood. And Mike Vrabel's going to get his get back, and I love to see this, and it's going to be entertaining. Cam Ward, we'll see how this new offense does with no more Brian Callahan calling the plays. There are talks about trading everyone. Everyone is available for trade except Jeffrey Simmons and Cam Ward. So anyone could be gone this week for the Tennessee Titans. So, yeah. And also, give me New England. I think Drake May is playing one of the best quarterbacks right now, and they're first in the division right now. Winning this game will be 5-2, and they've been consistent. They're one of the consistent teams. Him and Stephon Diggs, and if they can somehow establish the run game, they can be good. Maybe trade for Derrick Henry. Just saying, because the Ravens are falling apart. I don't know. Maybe trade for AJ and Stephon Diggs. I'm just saying. That's my opinion. And defense has been very consistent right now. I mean, Mike Vrabel always has a good defense no matter where he goes. At Tennessee, he brought that environment. So I think New England is going to win this game. And Cam Ward and them, they'll figure it out. Las Vegas versus Kansas City. I don't got to say anything. Kansas City should win this game. Max Crosby, no Brock Bowers in this game either. Give me KC. I think they're going to figure it out. And 4-3 after that. I mean, the Raiders it's just Genty and Max Crosby. And Geno Smith is just, yeah, I mean, they did get a win over Tennessee last week, 20-10. Yeah, 20-10. I mean, I don't need to say anything. I don't believe in this team. This is not a winning culture. I know Pete Carroll's good, but I don't trust Geno Smith. I don't. So, and guess who's back? Rashid Rice is back. So all three of the receivers are back in this game, so it's going to be a moppy walk. The only thing about the Kansas City Chiefs, they're somehow getting the run game back to normal. That's my big dividend right now. If they can somehow get the run game going again, then they're perfect, because Pacheco and Kareem Hunt have been inconsistent this year. Mahomes is still the leading rusher for this team. It's kind of like shocking. Maybe throughout the season it'll change, but if Mahomes finished the year with like 500 yards rushing, I'm gonna be surprised, and that man gotta get MVP. Just saying. Give me KC in this game. Minnesota versus Philadelphia. This game is in Minnesota. I'm trying to remember I'm trying to think. I think Carson Wentz is not playing this game. Let me see the injury report. Okay, I think Carson Wentz is playing this game. He is, because yes, I think Carson Wentz is playing. I think Carson Wentz. Because if Carson Wentz is playing, dude, ooh boy. Carson Wentz is playing. Carson Wentz is playing against Philadelphia. I like this. I mean, he's gaining to face his former team. Maybe wants to get back. Still, he's still like eager. Maybe Minnesota does the upset. I know Philadelphia, I don't know what's going on with their offense. It's very inconsistent, and it's lackluster, especially losing to the Giants. A.J. Brown and him, it's no connection. They could have beat the Giants, but Jalen Hurts played his worst game in his career since probably the Buccaneers versus Eagles in 2021 of that playoff game. That was his worst game. So maybe they figure it out. Maybe something happens in this game. Get the offense going, because they need to get the offense going. The run game's nowhere going, and only 12 carries to Saquon Barkley. You can't have this. Kevin Pacheco has been probably the worst OC I've seen. And the thing is, they got to stop hiring it in-house. After this year, go get an OC. Get someone who knows the plays. Maybe Brian Callahan. Maybe someone different, a college coach, something out of the house. Because every time they hire someone out of the house, guess what? They won a Super Bowl. Kellen Moore. If they hire another coach out of house, maybe they go back, win the division, maybe go back to Super Bowl. Just saying, because this offense needs to change, or Nick Sirianni calls the plays. Something different, because this offense is too predictable. It's run, pass, run. It's every single time they run the ball. I mean, they're the best team at the tush push. I got to say that, but they got no offense going. I mean, A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, they're just out there wasting their primes, in my opinion. So maybe this offense gets better. Hopefully they do. So yeah. So, and I have to say, if I had to pick a team, give me Minnesota in this game. I think Carson Wentz gets his get back for still wants his get back on them. He hates Philly. He hates how Philly ended and how he got kicked out, threw it out. I mean, he was supposed to be the hero of the city, and then he led them to 11-1 record, MVP season in 2017. He should have won, and straight fall off. So I'm not gonna blame him on that, and he still wants his get back. Jets versus Panthers. Panthers got the win over the Cowboys last week on the game-winning field goal. Bryce Young looked really good, and also Chuba Hubbard is the starting running back after Rico Dowdle. I can't even say Rico. Has 400 yards scrimmage yards, and that's the most for any player for Panthers history. And he's getting benched again as RB2. I will see how this game goes. Maybe gets in a couple of packages plays. But the Jets, though, just get ready for the draft day. I mean, I'm not going to say Aaron Glenn should get fired right away, but 0-5, 0-6 now. After losing to the Broncos, and you had a total of 86 yards passing or total offense, that is pathetic. This OC, whoever it is, got to get fired. It is atrocious. You can't have 82 yards and you almost won this game because your defense almost tried to put yourself in the game. And Sauce Gardner is done, dude. I don't care about the narrative of Sauce. He's been terrible since his rookie, since after the rookie year of his All-Pro year. It's been tragic. So I am tired of the narrative. He shouldn't have got paid. Garrett Wilson is doubtful for this game. So it is not looking good for the Jets. And I just think I was really hoping Justin Fields could get better this year after we saw some hope with the Steelers and went 4-2 in that run. It's just been bad. And the O-line is not protecting him. It is atrocious too. Mason Taylor is his best target other than Garrett Wilson, and Garrett Wilson's not going to play this game. You got to help Justin Fields. I know Justin Fields is waiting in the pocket so much he can't read the field too fast. That's a big thing, a drawback with him, because he can't read the field. But they got to figure something. And in the Breece Hall era, I mean, that guy's going to get traded soon before you know it. I mean, he's been posting random Instagrams about, like, he's upset about the situation or bet on him pretty much. So, like, he wants out. So I'm not going to blame it on him. Maybe Chicago, maybe Kansas City, maybe Chargers. I don't know. We'll see where he goes. But give me the Panthers in this game. I think the offense, T-Mac and him and Bryce Young got the chemistry going. The run game looks good. The defense looks good. Give me the Panthers in this game. Bryce Young, I still have faith in him, and I think he's going to get better every single week. So give me the Panthers this week. Let me see the rest of the games. That is the rest of the 12 o'clock games. Let's go to the 3:05 or the 3 o'clock games. Late evening. Denver versus the Giants. This game, the Giants are coming off red hot. 2-0 at home. Haven't won a road game. That's the one thing. You got to win your first road game. You're playing in Denver. That place is one of the hardest places to play. I will stand on that, my opinion. Denver is so hard to play at. That, like, the air differences, the crowd, you play in Mile High, it is the hardest play. Like, I don't think it's the toughest environment to play in, and the biggest home field advantage in all sports of consistency of the NFL. So I really think it's going to be tough for the Giants to get anything going, and Broncos are fair at 7.5, and Nick Bonito, Jonathan Cooper, Patrick Surtain, John Burrows, Funga, that defense is so good, and the one thing is the Giants don't have any receivers, and they're not going after Waddle or Chris Olave, they said. So what are they going to do? What are they going to do? And it's just, they got to get receivers to help this team going. I know Cam Scatterbo's been solid. He's been consistent. I love Scatterbo in the Dart era. Kind of gives me vibes of, like, this is, like, I've never felt this excited since, like, 2016 of the Giants. And I'm entertaining again. And I'm really proud about this Giants team, and it's giving me Dak and Zeke vibes again. And so I sadly love the Giants where they're going. Maybe they win the division, but playing in Denver, this will be a big statement win if they do win this game. If they win in Denver, I'm going to be shocked. Because this Broncos team is very good, losing by a game-winning field goal against the Colts past weeks, and then losing to, I believe, the Chargers also to another game-winning field goal. So they're the most consistent team with one of the best defenses this year, and winning in Philly against the Super Bowl champs. Also, they shouldn't have won that game because of PIs. I'm just saying. And I'm a Cowboys fan. I'm just saying. But the Broncos are consistent. I'm really proud about where they're going. They almost lost to the Jets last week, but they still won the game with Bo Nix's effort and Evan Ingram help. So I really am proud about this team. And Bo Nix is getting better every single week. So I love where Denver's going. Give me Denver in this game though. Also, I don't believe if Jackson Hurts somehow wins on the road, they're serious. They're winning the division. They're winning the NFC East. I'm just saying. Going to Los Angeles versus the Colts. This game's very good. Because the Colts have played against bums. Like, if you look at their wins, it's not impressive. Daniel Jones has been good and all that, but their only competitive team that they lost to was the Rams. That was a good game, though. But, Aiden Mitchell, I believe, the receiver, had a holding call and fumbled at the 1. So I'm not going to blame him on that. The Chargers got a win over the Miami Dolphins last week. Game-winning field goal. Justin Herbert had a solid game. Looked really good. Offense looked good. Lab McConkey looked really solid. I know they don't have Hampton. The run game's a little, out there. But they have Vidal and Haskins running a dual-back offense, really. So they're trying to build the run game. And they might trade for someone in the coming weeks. We'll see. I think the Chargers win this game. I'm not proven by the Colts. I know Indiana Jones is doing really good. Jonathan Taylor is one of the best running backs in the country, in the state, in the league, and that defense is very solid. But the one thing is their secondary is very lackluster. I don't know if Tre'Davious Ward is playing this week or Kenny Moore. I know Kenny Moore might be playing. So the secondary has been very iffy right now, and that front four, they've been solid with DeForest Buckner and Trevon Stewart. So it's been consistent. So the Colts are good, but you're back in LA. I think I'm gonna go with the Chargers. I think they're gonna lose to both LA teams this year, back in LA. So give me the Chargers winning by a touchdown, if anything. It's going to be a good game. I do think Daniel Jones is going to have a solid game, but give me the Chargers. I'm not going to talk about that game. Arizona versus Green Bay. There's no... I don't think Kyler... Let me see if Kyler Murray's playing. I'm going to see if Kyler Murray's playing. Then I'll say my opinion. Kyler Murray is questionable for this game. Oh. He's not going to play. Never mind. He is not playing. Kyler Murray is not playing. So, give me the Packers in this game. The Packers should win this game. I think Jacoby Brissett, he's solid. Had a decent game against the Colts. Almost came back by his effort. But it's the Packers. The Packers, I mean, they got the run game going against the Browns last week. I mean, Josh Jacobs had 2 touchdowns. Jordan Love didn't have the best of game, but it was more of a game manager game. Matthew Golden had a really good game, also of 100-plus yards, I believe, in that game. Consistent, getting him, break it out, let him be the true number 1, because you do not have Jalen Reed, I believe, still out for a while, or Dobbs. I don't know. The receiving core is lackluster. Anyone can be the number 1 for them, but I think Matthew Golden is the true number 1 for this team. Tucker Kraft, I don't know if he's back yet. Still, let me see. Let's see if Tucker Kraft is back. Ooh, never mind. Hold up. Is a true game time decision for Josh Jacobs. Okay, so it's we'll see how that goes. A little illness. Wyatt's out still because he had an injury last week. Luke Niss is out. Yeah, Jalen Reed is still out. Of course, he's placed on IR. So pretty much they still don't have their main guys, but Matthew Golden's been the main consistent, and I think Tucker Kraft is back now. So fantasy owners, if you have Tucker Kraft, put him in. But Arizona, their defense is good. I'm not going to harp on that. It's just no Kyler Murray. I don't believe in Jacoby Brissett winning this game. I know it's in Arizona. Just give me Green Bay, honestly. Let's go to the game of the week now. Dallas versus Washington. Washington has none of their weapons. No Debo, no Terry McLaurin. I don't even think Noah Brown's playing this game. It is the Luke McCaffrey game. So, is Luke McCaffrey going to blow out? Probably. Because this Cowboys defense is terrible. No Trevon Diggs this week because Trevon Diggs had a concussion in a car wreck, and he just put his house on for sale today. So this guy is gone. Dallas is getting rid of him. He's getting traded or cut after the season or in the season. I don't know. Darren Bland, we'll figure out what's going on with him. CD is back in this game. He's going to have full game plan. So this offense for the Cowboys is going to be amazing with Dak and CD and George Pickens and Javonte Williams. So I am going to be very interested in watching this game. But am I going to be happy? No, because last week we punted the ball twice, and guess what happened? We still lost the game. So, I don't know how this game is going to go. If the defense shows up and we do good against Jalen Downs, because this run game, I mean, Bill's been really, Krosky's been consistent for this team. Minus part against that game against the against the Bears last week, fumbling twice. But this offense for the Commanders has been very mid, if I have to say. I mean, with Jalen Downs, I know the game against the Chargers, they did really good, but that Chargers defense was very departed. They only had Darryl James to back with no pass rush, and the offensive line was terrible. Justin Herbert had no time. And this Cowboys offense, they're about to get showed up. If you had issues with Caleb Williams in them and the Packers, boy, that secondary is going to get cooked by George Pickens CD. I'm just saying, Marshall Lattimore is not ready. No one, or Mike Salvatore and Trey Amos, they are not ready. George Pickens and those boys and Jake Ferguson is going to kill them. And Dak Prescott loves guys like these. And I can't wait to watch this game. It's going to be a very high-scoring game, of course. Cowboys are favorite 1.5 at home. Definitely going to be one of the most entertaining games. And Jalen Downs, if they win this game, it's Jalen Downs being MVP. Because last week we saw Bryce Young be MVP. The week before we saw Justin Fields was the only quarterback that didn't show up. Except the fourth quarter. He had pretty good. Jordan Love, MVP. Caleb Williams, MVP. Russell Wilson looked like 2019 MVP. The only guy who did, Jalen Hurts, ran the ball everywhere. And that's another thing. Is Jalen Downs going to kill us in the run? Probably, because our spies suck. That's the one thing. The spies can't do anything. We saw what Jalen Hurts did us in week 1. And this defense is lackluster. They can't stop the run. And the one thing is they came in, we got to stop the run. You made Rico, your former running back, talk crap about you, and he ran the ball down your throat. That is pathetic. This defense is bad. I don't want to harp on firing Mike Eberflus yet, because you can't fire you can have three new DCs every year. You have DQ in 23, 24 you have Mike Zimmer, Matt Eberflus this year. You're gonna have 4 defense coordinators in 4 years. That defense cannot develop. And the other thing, as a Cowboys fan, I wish we cut everyone after the Cowboys versus the Packers game. Because you lose a head coach or a defense coordinator, get everyone, revamp the defense, just rebuild it, and be better throughout the season. That's what I say. Rebuild through the draft. And I'm taking my Cowboys in this game. Dak Prescott's going to have an MVP game. He's been really good. 11 touchdowns and 0 interceptions in the past 2 games. In the past 2 games. So give me my Cowboys in this game. Heading to Monday night. I love these games. I love watching 2 Monday night games, especially because we have a 9 o'clock we have 6 o'clock game and a 9 o'clock. I am going to love this. So Detroit versus the Buccaneers. This game, I can't wait. I can't wait to see Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield on Monday night is so entertaining, especially the Texans game versus with the game-winning drive. Baker Mayfield is playing the best quarterback he's been playing, but they do not have Mike Evans or Chris Godwin still. Let me see the injury report. I do not know. So David is questionable for this game Monday night, and no Bucky, no Chris Godwin. Mike Evans is questionable. He's game-time decision, and Emike questionable. If they don't have their receivers this game, I do think Detroit wins this game. But if Baker has at least one of these guys, Mike Evans or Emike, Baker's winning this game. He won against Sanford last week with no one. He had literally Tez Johnson, his best receiver out there, and Cade Otton. So this guy is carrying a Packer squad receiving core right now, and I'm very proud about Baker's effort in no run game with only Rashid White right now. So Baker's on a different mindset. And the defense has been consistent with Vita Vea. Secondary is good with right now with Wilford right now in the back end. So I'm really proud. And the offensive line, they're missing so many offensive linemen right now. They're consistent, dude. They're missing their guards. They're missing their, I believe, another. Who else are missing? A tackle's out. Yeah, Luke is out also. So they're missing a bunch of linemen, and they're still winning these games. But the Lions, dude, that offense is good. That offense is really, really good. Like, really good. I know they beat the Chiefs. They lost to the Chiefs last week. I'm not going to blame it on them. And that you could say the refs kind of hold them in that game. But the thing about the Lions, though, if they can't establish the run game and they let Jared Goff drop back, teams love that. Teams love if Jared Goff has to be not play action and more of a shotgun quarterback because he depends on the play action, I have to say, because that's the type of quarterback he needs because he needs to run to build the pass. That's how the Lions format. And they were so down in that game against the Chiefs and they couldn't do anything. I mean, J-Dubs had a good game. Amon had a good game. All solid receivers, but they kept shooting themselves in the foot. And the run, I don't know why they switched the run game because first half it was Gibbs, all Gibbs. Second half it was Montgomery. What is the equal ground? Find a happy ground. I don't know what they were trying to do. And Brian Branch is not playing this game also because of the suspension of hitting that one player. Kirby Johnson's still on and off right now. So they're coming in a little weak, healthy too. This game's going to go back and forth. And I'm going to take the Bucs on the road. They're pretty consistent. They're winning on every single game on the game-winning drives, and Baker Mayfield is that guy. His first win, finally not having a game-winning drive last week. So I'm proud, and I think I'm going to take Baker and the boys. Give me the Baker boys over the Lions in this game. The other Monday night, Texans versus Seattle. Seattle's looking really good. The offense is solid. Against that defense of Houston's very consistent, but the offense has been lackluster. C.J. Stroud and that offense has been. They did blow out the Ravens, but that's the practice squad. I'm just saying. Back-to-back wins, getting 2-0, 2-3 now, and now you're going on the road in Seattle, one of the toughest places to play in the environment, especially on Monday night. And Seattle, that crowd's getting better every week. And JSN and Sam Darnold, man, that duo has been really good. And I know the run game was a little lackluster. Last week, K9 didn't do good, Charbonnet didn't good, but JSN has been the really best receiver in the NFL right now. I mean, he's top 3 right now, leading the league in receiving and not touchdowns yet, but really good right now in every part. If I had to say, because let me see the stats. Because let me see right now. Stats for Jackson Smith-Njigba. And there's been the talks about trading for A-Chain. I still don't make sense with that. Okay, it makes no sense. Yeah, Jackson Smith-Njigba with 3 touchdowns right now, with 42 catches right now, with 6'9". He's first in the league with receiving yards right now. This guy, as me growing up, I knew JSN coming in. I saw him from walk blow out the crap out of Allen. 6 touchdowns from himself in that game. I always knew JSN was that guy coming out. It just took a while for building at that level to be that guy, because it kind of gave you vibes like CD and Amari Cooper. But it took a while CD to become that guy, because now after getting rid of Amari Cooper, CD became the official guy. Same thing, get rid of DK, JSN became that guy. So I really like this move. What JSN has been really good. Sam Darnold and him have been really consistent. And Sam Darnold is blessed by getting these top receivers in the league. I love seeing this right now around the league. So if I had to say this game, give me Seattle. I think Seattle's going to win this game. Very high competitive game. I know the Texans are still trying to find themselves, but it's going to be a high-scoring game. I still don't believe C.J. Stroud. I don't know what's going on with him. Maybe he gets better throughout the season, but playing against that Seattle defense with Mac McDonald has been very good this year with his defense. I mean, D-Law, Woolen's getting better, and Witherspoon, and then Julian Love in the back end, and then you still have Nick, also the rookie safety. So they've been consistent with their defense. So I do think Seattle is going to win this game, and I'm positive in this game with that. So that is all my predictions for the week. I thank y'all for joining for me this episode, and I can't wait to watch a great day of football today. Thank y'all.